very funny stand-up university alumni and a very, not what, Robin Williams, thank you. Yes, and after, no, he's very funny. His name is Rich Reda. Give him a big hand, Mr. Rich Reda. Here he comes.
How we doing? Let's hear it for these graduates. Come on. This is great on a Tuesday night. In Suffolk County, you can't get people out on a Tuesday night unless it involves axe throwing. So a little bit about myself. I'm a single dad. And when my son was in junior high school, I went to the parent-teacher conferences, and I met with his science teacher, Miss Velasquez. And as soon as I sat down, she goes right at it. She's like, Mr. Reda, your son has a staring problem. I was like, well, I can hardly blame him. I mean, you are a very attractive woman, and your body is unbelievable. And she said, I meant out the window. Recently, I did Ancestry.com for my dog. Yeah, check this out. It turns out that my mutt from Kopek is actually half Bichon and half Maltese, and she's from Roslyn. Since I got the results back, she's been so difficult. Now when she shits in the yard, she barks at me endlessly until I run over and pick it up in a bag from Bloomingdale's. So this year I put on a little extra poundage, and my girlfriend was subtle about it. She came up to me and she said, honey, good news. She said, I found the most amazing diet for you on the internet. I said, well, this sounds great. She said, no, it's unbelievable. Every meal, you're going to get to eat these yummy bars and shakes. And the pounds will just melt away. I said to her, are you out of your mind? I'm not spending hundreds of dollars on some stupid marketing scam you found on the web. And she said, but aren't you still using Rogaine? And that's when I said, do those bars come in raspberry? So, I have been eating a little bit too much, I think. The Uber Eats guy is at my house like every day. All the time, this guy's there. So much so that the other day he comes up to me and he goes, Mr. Reda, did you see the pictures I posted of us on Instagram? I was about to get furious until I realized we got over 800 likes for the one of him and I going apple picking. Right? Turned 60 this year. Yeah, and I'll never forget the morning of my birthday, I was sitting there drinking my coffee and it dawned on me, my friends are old. Yeah, it's crazy, like I can't invite them to come out to any shows or anything because they won't buy tickets until they ask me like a million questions now. Is the show gonna start really late? Am I gonna have a 2-drink minimum? Does the wait staff know CPR? No, in fairness to them, one of my last shows, they actually did come out, and after my set, I was in the lobby talking to my buddy Tommy, and I said to him, you know, I really appreciate you guys coming down and supporting me. I said, I gotta be honest, you made me feel like a rock star, especially in the middle of my set when you all held up your lit cell phones. And he goes, take it easy, Bon Jovi. We were trying to read the menus. You know, when you get older, though, you got to start making some tough financial decisions. Recently, I made a few tough ones. I canceled Netflix, Hulu, and Fios. I'm saving like $300 and something a month now. On the flip side, there is nothing on television. Last weekend, I wound up binge watching my Ring doorbell. Let me tell you, I'm excited for season 2. I've heard the UPS guy's gonna fall on my steps. So, not to brag, but let's see, turning 60 now. I don't want to get, but you know what scares me a little bit? TV commercials. When you're 60, TV commercials are terrifying. Has anyone seen the commercial for Peyronie's disease? Yes. Oh, this is terrible. Peyronie's disease, the announcer gets on and says Peyronie's disease is an affliction that affects men over the age of 55, causes severe curvature of the penis with debilitating pain. Let's let that sink in. Debilitating pain from curvature of the penis. And just to drive the point home, the guy holds up a giant zucchini shaped like a C. I turned to my girlfriend with the most horrified look on my face, and she said, "Honey, relax. You're okay. It's impossible to bend a Brussels sprout." So, not to brag, but when I was a kid, my hometown was in the Guinness Book of Records. Oh. Lindenhurst, New York. Anyone? Yeah! Lindenhurst, New York was in the Guinness Book of Records for having the most bars per capita. Woo! Yeah. Well, we no longer hold that record. But we are currently recognized as having the highest percentage of adults over the age of 40 that have to ride a bike to work. That's good. Look, I'm not here to suggest everyone in Lindenhurst gets a DWI, but in elementary school, the kindergartners in Lindenhurst are taught to say the alphabet like this. Z, Y. Listen, everyone's a drinker in Lindenhurst. Even the bus drivers. When I was in 4th grade, my parents gave me a $1 a week allowance, which paled in comparison to the $2 a day I would get from my bus driver to blow in his straw to start the engine. Every couple of months, I would get an extra $5 when he needed clean urine. To this day, my bus driver is the only bus driver in the history of Long Island whose lab results show traces of Flintstones vitamins. It's true. It's true. No, drinking was so out of control. The smell from drunks peeing in the streets at night in Lindenhurst was so bad that the mayor finally stepped in and banned the sale of asparagus. It's true. I went to my 40th high school reunion a couple years ago, and I think it's going to be my last one. It's a room full of drunks, and they bomb you with the same questions all night long. Do you still live in New York? Yes, I live in New York. Do you still work? Are you retired? I'm still working. Do you have a functioning liver? I'll leave you guys with this before I go. A little while back, I was doing some Lindenhurst jokes at a show. Harmless fun. And at the end of the night, I'm leaving the club, and I'm walking through the parking lot, and somebody pulls up next to me, and I turn around, and this guy starts screaming at me, and he is crazed. And he's like, "I'm the mayor of Lindenhurst, and I don't like you making fun of my town and my friends." And I tried to explain to him very calmly, "Hey, they were just jokes. We're having a good time here. It's all good." He had none of it. He just kept screaming, and he took off like a maniac. His wife almost fell off the handlebars. Thank you, folks. Appreciate your time. Let's hear it for the graduates.
Rich Reda, come on, give him a hand, let him hear it. Rich Reda, Stand Up University alumni.